This tutorial will take you through how to add a place mark. There's actually two different ways to add a place mark into your Google map. So the first one is if you just sort of have a general location. So I'm going to go, I'm in my maps, I'm going to go to my places, and then I'm going to click on my make way for ducklings, and I'm going to click edit. And so if I have sort of a general idea where I want it to be, then I can just sort of zoom in. Actually, let's go sort of closer into Massachusetts. So if I know, that I sort of basically want to drop a pin generally into Boston. So this might be for a story or event that doesn't need to be super specific. It just mentions the state or the city or the country. You can just click on this add a place mark and then just sort of drop it right over where these guys are. And I could just say here Boston. I'm going to click here rich text because I want to be able to format it and add links and pictures. So I'm going to click rich text, and that gives me some different options up here. I'm going to say this story takes place in Boston. Of course, I can never spell when I'm doing these. Okay, let's try that one. We'll be looking at specific locations that the mallards. So that's a pretty general one. I know that it's somewhere in Boston, and that's where I just want a general vicinity type one. So to do something that's a little more specific, if it's going to be like sites within a particular city, then you want to use the search for address tool up here, or search for location. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click here save, and I'm going to click done, and that's just I just do that just to be sure that once I've added a pin and worked in it, I want to be sure it's saved. And then for some reasons the Google Maps kind of likes for you to click on this done and then go back to edit, which is a little bit of a pain. It's not the end of the world if you don't click on done, but when you're adding a new pin, but sometimes it forgets to add the latest pin if you don't do it that way. So I'm going to click on edit again, and this time what I'm going to do is search for location. So I know that they went to the Boston Public Garden. And it pops up right here. Now, the funny thing about doing an address search here is that it does this nice search for you. It's thinking here, and it kicks you out of your places, your map, which is an annoying little glitch, which hopefully Google will fix someday, one of their updates. But there's a fairly easy way around it. So I've got my public garden here. So what I'm going to do is click on Save to Map, and that's going to put it in a map that I've created. It's going to ask me which one do I want. I'm going to choose my Make Way for Ducklings. I'm going to click Save. So now what it's done is placed the sort of official Google location, or one of the official Google locations, is this sort of little A place mark. So when I've copied it to my map, it's placed a place mark right on top of it, and now it's in my map. So I'm going to click save, and again, it does sort of kick you out of it, which is kind of annoying, but you can click here view map, or you can go to my places, either one. Oh, I have Boston Public Garden twice. Not to worry, I can just click on one of them, click on delete. There we go. So now when I click on this guy, I have my text again, and I've got little details here which will give the user links to click on if they'd like. I'm going to click on Rich Text, and I'm going to start typing in my information. So I might just say Boston Public Garden is where the mallards first look. Mrs. Mallard is happy because it doesn't have any foxes or turtles. Which I suppose if you're a mother duck, that would be an important criteria. However, alright, so what I'm going to do now is I can go through and format it a little bit. So I could highlight what I want to format, I can bold, I can do all this, various things with fonts and size and color. Just kind of up to you as to how you want to do that. We're not going to play around with links just yet. But I do want to add a picture. So what I'm going to do for that is to find an image that I like. So I'm going to type in Boston Public Gardens. I'm going to click Images. Now, what I try to model to my students is to only use images that are copyright free. So I'm going to go up here to my options, advanced search. I'm going to go here where it says usage rights, and I want to click on really any of these. I think this one will be fine. And I'll click on advanced search, and I've got now I have images that more or less I can feel confident that they are they're copyright free. I like that one, but I'm not quite ready to use that. So the Boston Public Gardens is quite well known for their swan boats. I think I'm going to click on this guy, and I'm going to go to View Original Image, because that's going to give me the image URL, which is what I'm going to need. So I'm going to go up here, click on that, copy it, and I'm going to go back to my map. And I'm going to click here, this little picture icon, and it's going to ask me to enter the URL. It already gives me that HTTP. I'm going to get rid of that because what I copy in is already going to have it. Click on OK, and if I've done it right, it shows up right here. And I can click on OK. And undo done. So now when I click on my Boston Public Garden, my text shows up. Oh, it's being a little fussy about it. Let me reload it. Sometimes zooming out helps a little bit. Oh goodness, it's going to be fussy about it. This generally happens when you're doing a screencast. Alright, I'm not sure why it's cutting off my text. It really is up there. Hopefully that's just a glitch for this particular pen, because when I click on this guy, it's quite happy with it. So hopefully it'll work for our next picture, or our next place mark. It may just be the size of the picture. So I am going to add a new place mark. I'm going to go to Edit. And one thing you can do, by the way, is you can turn off this place details, which shows up when you do an address search. It gives you um, the Google information that Google has for it. But I can turn off all kinds of things. I can take the photo off. I can click on hide. Kind of up to you. All right, so what I'm going to do is choose another location. I'm going to go up here, the Massachusetts State House. And so again, I can click on this location here, which takes me to it. And another thing you can do, once it's got you zoomed in, we'll try it again this way, where we talked a little bit about if you just want to add a general place mark, you can certainly do it that way, just by sort of hovering over about where you think it is. Once you've zoomed way into the map, something you can do as well is take your place mark and slide it right on top of the Google place mark. So I'm going to type in Massachusetts State House. And again, I can add an image. And I'm also going to add a link. So I'm going to pause this real quick so that I can pull that image and pull a link, and we'll get that all done, and I'll meet you on the other side. All right, so I have my picture. I'm going to go back to my map here. And again, I'm going to click here, put in my URL. There's the State House. And then I can also add a link. I can say, click here to visit the State House website. And then I've pulled the website here, and I want maybe this one. And I'm just going to copy this web address, go back to my map, and highlight what you want it to, what words you want to link. Enter the URL. Again, I get rid of that HTTP. OK, and then when people click here, when they visit my map, it'll take them straight to that website. And let's see here. Here we go. Click on done. And now it seems to be working. Our glitches seems to have worked out. It may be associated with this sort of search aspect of copying it to the map. We'll have to try again with our next one and problem solve through that. And then again, if I click here, it takes me right to that website.